Spoilers for Frost Escalation ahead. Alright, so Frost Escalation is here. Luckily enough, got an invite to the experimental just out of nowhere. I was lucky to get one, and I thought I should make a video because it'd give me an opportunity to make one. But most likely, a lot of the partners have made videos, so I need to try and squeeze a subject in there somewhere. So I thought I'd go over the variants and Urska, the new Behemoth, because going over all their moves seems like a nice idea. So Frost Escalation returns to the previous norm of 3 variants, but also breaks the previous escalation's consistency in the process. The variants are Skarn, It's Complicated, and Nasher. Fucking Nasher. Okay, so Skarn. Skarn is easily one of the coolest variants of the 3 introduced in Frost Escalation. Deep Frost Skarn has a new beginning fight charge, and slams create icicle cages or just place icicles around the arena in special organized manner instead of rock pillars that he would previously do. Other than that, the start of the fight is pretty much the same, but he won't do his Sharknado move at all during this state. When you get to the Angry Ice Boulder, he'll do his signature Skarnado move right after enraging. And he'll do it twice. And he will move from one spot to another while in the Sharknado move, so watch out that he doesn't come right at you, like he did in this clip where he came right at me, and I was not expecting it. After doing both Skarnado spins, if Skarn is not interrupted, he will do one of his new moves following the second spin, which I've dubbed Charging Blades. Pretty self-explanatory. He can also do this move in Aether Charge state. Once we do get to Aether Charge state with the extra Icy Boulder, he has one new move unlocked, which is the Ice Cannon. And after that, that's pretty much all that Deep Frost Skarn does. Now for the complicated one. It looks like Embermane, but colder. Kinda like an Alpha Styxian. It even spawns the bastards. And it's not referred to a variant in any name, like it's just called Frost Wolf. So it's a Frost Doggo without a variant to call it by. So anyway, onto the moves. Frost Wolf has a few Embermane charges and a few unique ones. One where he will be interruptible before throwing itself at you, and another where he is interruptible during the charge, like a normal Embermane one. He can summon Icy Styxians and won't usually summon the new ones until the old ones have died. He also jumps in place and slams down like Riftstalker, goes back on his hind legs and jumps back down like Stormclaw, and does the jump back move that Embermane does while shooting fire, but doesn't shoot anything. These same slams will also create ice pools when the wolf is Aether charged. He also has a grab, that is very, very inconsistent when it comes to grabbing you. Sometimes it won't, sometimes it will. I assume it's a bug right now, and it'll be fixed later. When Wolfie goes extra icy or annoyed you stole his chew toy, he will create ice or water jets that are different from one another in design and layout, and will usually do these at the same time. Enraged state doesn't seem to affect Frosty's moveset or give him any new moves, but when he's Aether charged, he'll yeet a massive snowball at you. And that's all for Frosty. Last but not least, Nasher. Personal opinion, Frost Nasher shouldn't exist. This variant should have been Careback because it breaks the consistency of two behemoths of the same element for an escalation variant. But other than that, I won't rant on because there's no point. So on to the moves. Frost Gnasher is very similar to normal Gnasher. It has a new move like this interruptible belly slide. And this move, that's a tail slam and a swipe mashed together into one move. Other than this one tail slam, Frost Gnasher doesn't really do the old-fashioned Gnasher tail slam. Frosty Beaver enrages the same, but has two new slams instead of the repeating tail slam. A double front flip slam and a back flip followed by a second belly flop. When Frost Gnasher is Aether Charged, he has the same Snowball Yeet move that the Wolf has. Other than that, that's everything from Gnasher and all the variants. So now on to Urska. Going from the worst, in my opinion, of this escalation to the best. Urska is straight up the best Keystone Behemoth implemented since Torgadoro, and easily one of the best Behemoths in the entire game. Bravo to Phoenix Labs, and here's the entrance animation. Urska will always start the fight with its tail ice spike move, or a basic arm swipe that it can perform with either arm. After either or both of these moves, Urska can perform its AoE Ice Freeze move, and if you are within the ice circle and don't dodge, you will be frozen. After Urska does each of these moves at least once, Urska will jump onto one of the icicles on the roof. While up there, Urska can throw an ice projectile. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and if it doesn't, it'll just jump down. Urska can also perform its grab, however in the experimental it's bugged like the Frost Wolf's grab. Sometimes it grabs you, and sometimes it doesn't. And the animation isn't even complete on the experimental, so I can't even show you. My character just goes flying, nothing else happens. Urska has some extra visual flair when doing its grab in Aether Charge state, but the grab doesn't seem different. Another move is Urska's Ice Spear, which is shot from its tail at one of three spots, directly in front or either side. Urska also has an interrupt, however it isn't telegraphed at all like Malkarian's, Torgadoro's, or Thrax's. Urska will interrupt whenever it wants, regardless of where you're standing, so it's very difficult to pull off. But it's probably a timing thing based on the fight, because Urska will always go Aether Charged afterwards. Urska also does its interrupt to end its Aether Charge state, or does its Ice Breath. It's not fully confirmed if it does at the end or not. When going Enraged, Urska will flail around and slam the ground. Enraged doesn't affect Urska's moveset at all by the looks of the experimental. However, when Urska Aether Charges, it runs off, as I mentioned earlier, then shoots some Ice Breath that will throw Slayers back, breaking all the ground icicles if they haven't been broken already. Aether Charged unlocks 3 moves for Urska. Icicle Throw, Icicle Slam, and its Vent move, slamming the ground 3 times, creating a single vent with 2 spots on its back. This will also cause icicles to fall from the ceiling upon the final slam, and sometimes Urska's icicle moves will cause the icicles to fall as well. but like a few other things, this isn't confirmed to happen. Now for the finale. When Urska drops below 1/4 HP, it'll jump onto the main icicle on the center roof of the arena, causing it to crack and fall, creating a massive shockwave like Torgadoro Slam. This can only be done once as the fight is coming to an end, and the icicle visibly breaks on the roof. That's all the moves. Last but not least, this is Urska's death animation. Urska is a very jittery behemoth, always moving and always doing something, which is something I love to see behemoths do, and hope this plethora of moves and abilities is to continue with more behemoths down the line, especially the Keystone ones. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you immensely. Prepare for the frostbite and hone your skills for when Frost Escalation launches February 4th, 2021. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Shattered Isles. Bye-bye!